to go to all these other special places that we want to show them in our county. And then, of course, we would make sure that we look at funding sources, have a maintenance strategy, and look at all the data collection we need to figure out who are we capturing, how many folks, and what are their spending habits. So our group feels that this project would go right along with implementing our tourism plan, our bike pedestrian plan, our parks enhancement plan, and the National Scenic Byway goals. Number one, we discover our national culture and heritage, since we are revolutionary. And we regionally capture those economic development opportunities that we would otherwise miss, especially with the overnight spending and working. We would preserve the venue for active living and parks and recreation. This is actually, Highway 11 is actually a scenic bike route. And we want to implement the idea that we've had for so long to bike to the battlefield, whether it's specific trail or actual sharrows along the highway to the battlefield. And we preserve the rural character of the whole area. In hand, at least verbally, National Park Service has offered us $30,000 to create this master plan. February 11th, we will go to the city of Chesapeake and ask them for $10,000 hospitality tax funding, which has been a verbal commitment also. Spartanburg Convention and Visitors Bureau and the board has offered $5,000 towards this project. We appreciate this. So we feel that this process would cost us about $45,000 to have a plan that we could move forward with. Our matches would be confirmed mid-February, and the resolution will help us enter into this contract so that the county can be the fiscal agent for the project. So we appreciate your support and look forward to answering your questions.
Do we have an established timeline set up for this?
I do. I don't have it in front of me, but we would hope to have all money secured by the end of February. And if that's the case, Parks and Recreation and Planning will work together with purchasing to create a package to bring to council so that we can approve all the funding in one package with the grant approval process, since this would be a gift. So by, I would say, March or so, the National Park Service could give us a cooperative agreement. And then most likely by the fall, we would have a final agreement and we can proceed with the master plan process that we hope we would complete by the end of the year.
Looking forward, when we're talking about the National Park Service and being a partner with this, will this also entail in the future these trails and these roadways or pathways or whatever as being incorporated in the National Park Service's itinerary of things that people can do?
Yes, definitely.
So they could go to the website, say, we're coming to upstate South Carolina, pull up these things, so this would be a great tourism avenue.
What we develop for our area, for residents and visitors to enjoy, will be included in those packages. I guess a win-win.
Comments?
I have a comment. I just want to thank Lisa. You did a great job. Very complicated presentation. Made me feel like I was going. She did a good
I was
job.
trying to go big picture than.
Did a very good job. Very complicated presentation.
Mr. Mintz, I think you've been sitting in on some of the Chessie talks. They're very excited about this whole stuff.
So we got the mayor, Lisa and I, and they're very excited. We've had conversations with the administrator, the administrator very excited, like Lisa was saying. a great thing for the Chesney area. Chesney has some things to offer that, the ordinary Christian that comes through and know that Strawberry Hill is certainly a jewel. The Chesney hardware, if you've never been, I suggest you go. It'll set you back in time, and it's very busy, particularly on Saturday. So there's some great eateries there in the Chesney area. So I'm excited about this one. Thank you for what you do.
Great, the Artisan Center right there in Chesapeake. That's great.
John, I had a question. Good. This was talking about the funding. This- I didn't hear anything about Spartanburg County having anything to do with funding. Is that correct? If there's other funding that's coming in?
Yes,
And the other big question I have is, would this area become part of the National Parks Service? I mean, would it be their,
where
they take ownership of this and whatever?
we will have to maintain locally, but they will market this as a site, a national park, not an Over Mountain Big Tree Trail site and stop if we develop it.
So they have jurisdiction over this area? So it's not really part of the National Park Service area, it's just,
It's just marketed as one of the it would be marketed as one of the sites of the Over Mountain Big Tree Trail.
okay, that's all.
I think that the historical heritage component of this is what
Very
we will
important.
see with the,
Yes, and the spinoffs from that interest.
And we got the resolution.
got a motion, second. All those in favor, raise your hand. We'll send it on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, number C, receive information and take desired action in reference to 2 Appalachian Regional Council grants. And we have Eric Davis, Project Manager of Parks Department, and Elizabeth Hardy, Recreation Programs Manager for Parks Department to present.
Okay, thank you very much. The Appalachian Regional Commission is a regional economic development agency created in the 60s. Spartanburg is very lucky to be one of 6 counties that can receive funding from that agency for eligible projects. ARC grants awards for projects that are either related to economic development or public health, and we would like to apply for a grant for each one of those 2. First, the project we're seeking funding for is $75,000 from ARC to support asset-based tourism through the expansion of the wayfinding signage program. We'll utilize the $75,000 that's already been approved in the FY13 CIP as a required match. These are the types of signs you see when you're going out to Tiger River Park. The ARC funds will allow us to expand the scope of the signage project to include other historical, cultural, and recreational tourism assets in the county, like the Overland Mountain Big Tree Trail, while taking a giant step towards implementation of the comprehensive wayfinding signage system that the Tourism Action Plan identified as a need for the county. May I answer any questions for you before Elizabeth tells you about the grant that she's having?
Thank you, Eric. First, I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Hall, all council members for allowing us to come forward and present this. I am essentially asking for permission to apply for the grant based on the programmatic side of it and its state objective 2.4, which seeks to improve access and affordability of health care. Our strategy is namely in the side of prevention and wellness for residents in our region. Our most recent BMI study that DHEC put together has indicated a significant issue in the sense that 33.4% of first graders up to 39.1% of fifth graders of all Spartanburg County students that were tested in this study are showing a trend toward childhood obesity. And this program that we would like to apply for a grant would address the prevention side of it as well as intervention by allowing us to utilize our youth development programs and our outdoor recreation programs that are already putting together active living components to help offset this epidemic that we're seeing as a county and as a nation. The ARC grant would allow us to purchase outdoor recreation equipment, namely a fleet of stand-up paddleboards, and other equipment to be utilized in youth development that we have already planned on purchasing at some point. This equipment can be used to enhance our existing camps as well as to provide a service to more children and families within our community. And the outdoor recreation equipment can also be utilized to generate revenue as rentals in the current time as well as in the future. I did a little bit of a feasibility study and compared national as well as regional within South Carolina rates. And essentially a 20-board fleet costing approximately $13,800 if rented at full capacity would have a 10-day return on investment. This grant, it focuses on childhood obesity and prevention by utilizing evidence-based curriculum as well as nutrition activities utilizing, we would bring in nutritionists that work not only with the children in activities, but also their parents, because as you know, the parents are the ones making the decisions as to what we feed our children. And if they're involved, studies show that it's much more successful if you do it comprehensively as an entire family. This need has been clearly identified by DTEC, and I feel that this program would go a long way in not only helping with prevention, but providing access to outdoor recreation activities, as well as helping to support the plan that we've heard from numerous partners that presented before me. The ARC requirements require 50% match, and the total project cost is approximately $100,000, and we are requesting that the $50,000 match be utilized for the purchasing of equipment that we would like to purchase anyways, and then could be used to generate revenue. The only requirements aside from the match is that we would like to do a study utilizing DHEX BMI as well as a pre and post test of our participants, and to see if we are having an impact in what we're doing with the program. We would also like to do a 2-year consecutive study of all participants to see if any behavioral or attitudinal changes about nutrition and fitness and activity and how they're utilizing Spartanburg County's outdoor resources has continued beyond the program. Are there any questions for me?
The population, I know you're talking about children and youth, but exactly where are you going to get this population?
Well, essentially, we have 9 camp programs that we operate, as you know, and in the summer, we operate a playground program which serves at-risk children. We're looking at serving 5 to 12-year-old, approximately 450 children, and this grant would allow us to open it up not only to the children, but their families as well. So we would be hopefully expanding that program and able to service more children than what we have been currently.
And the monies, the matching monies is coming from what fund?
It would be coming from, I suppose, the Parks and Recreation would be requesting that we utilize a subsidy account, I believe that's been set aside for such grants to be utilized for matching funds.
Any other comments?
I think it's a great sport day, not just, Elizabeth and Eric's presentation, but 3 of the 2 before you. I mean, couldn't be more timely after hearing our $1.7 million, insurance planning. This is, I think this is good news. I fully support both Eric and Elizabeth's request. I'm Chairman, I move we approve. Sorry.
Okay, we'll have a vote in a moment. I'd just like to make this comment that, with Partners in Active Living and doing the Way to the Nation film series that I participated in as well, this is just something that we cannot allow to go unnoticed or unapproached any longer. We have got to get our kids up and moving and active again, just as all of us have got to be. Wellness and healthy lifestyles is not a luxury anymore. It is a must. And it is a must for this county to be able to bring down some of our healthcare issues that we've got that we think can be managed with healthy lifestyles. So we appreciate this. We and applaud you for looking at this avenue in which you can reach the children of our community and offer something very positive to them.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
At this time, we'll take, vote others, in favor of approval of the minutes, raise your hand. Thank you. And we'll go to council. We also have information, activities at the Parks Department. I think we can read that. And, Mr. Chairman, that's all we have for this committee.
Recall, there are no items on the public safety or land use. What's on the bill? As being said, we will run our committee meeting until 5:15, and we will hold a regular
Because he tested this morning.
Not that you told me How are you?
So what?
How are you? Well, they're not saying. So that one is for me. I think, yeah, no, I think the patient is happy.